Hello everyone, welcome to the Gnosis Developer Workshop. Today we are going to be talking about three different tracks of three different products under the Gnosis Labs. Welcome to ETHGlobal Bangkok, the biggest hackathon of this year so far. A lot of bounties and a lot of excitement, and we have also brought some interesting bounties, and we are going to be talking about those in a while. So all of you have probably, most of you have heard about Gnosis already, maybe from the prediction market era or from the Gnosis chain perspective. But today we are going to be talking about the Gnosis 3.0 vision, which is much more focused on payments and open financial infrastructure. So as I mentioned, like there will be three different products, three different kind of bounties, and you can build a lot of iterations in amongst those. So the first one is cross-chain application using Hashi. This is what I will be covering. And the second one is payment-focused applications using Gnosis Pay. It's a Visa card using which you can customize your application based upon the usage. And then the third one is the social and community-focused apps using Circles SDK. And Vanshika later will be covering in depth about it. So let's cover Hashi. So Hashi is a robust EVM hash Oracle aggregator. What it is, like I'm going to be talking about it on how it works a little bit in the next slide. But what you can take away from this one statement is that it gives you the ability to verify something on other chain from one except like other chain. So for example, if you're on Polygon, you can verify something of the state of if something has happened, any kind of occurrence on the other chain. It's designed to enhance the security of cross-chain applications. So it's not exactly a bridge application. Like technically you would use Hashi on top of a bridge to increase its adaptability. And it reaches consensus between multiple oracles. So this is one of the features of Hashi in which it's not dependent on just one oracle. You can plug in and play with a number of oracles. And we're going to be talking about which those oracles are. So as I mentioned, Hashi relays full block headers, and most of you already know that just with the block header, you can derive the entire state transaction root history. So from that, you can verify what has happened in that particular block, or even any of the previous blocks ever happened to that particular chain. And dApps can thus verify full state of the original chain. So if you want to see any kind of transaction changes or the state changes in any of the past chain like blocks, you can verify that through Hashi. You can build cryptographic proofs based on the actual blockchain state. Now, the flexibility of the framework comes with the number of features. So supports a lot of chains. We are going to be talking about which chains. A lot of oracles. You can use multiple oracles at the same time to increase your adaptability. So even if one goes down, or if you think that only using one oracle may or may not be secure enough, you can use multiple of those. Supports arbitrary message passing, which is also useful for cross-chain applications, and provides an abstraction layer for oracles. You can integrate Oracle with a simple adapter. So for example, if you want to integrate three different oracles, you just need to put up the adapter hash in while configuring the smart contract, and you're done. Like you have now support for three different oracles. And these are the chains and the oracles. So you can see Gnosis and the Shadow testnet, Ethereum, Sepolia, Polygon, Arbitrum, Base, Unichain. You can find all of those details and the adapters hashes which you will need for your application in the docs. And also on the Oracle side, we have like all the bigger ones, Layer 0, CCIP, Hyperbridge, Wormhole, and some ZK oracles. So basically, anything, if you are building cross-chain dApp, or if you want to verify a state from one part or to the other, like from one chain to the other, you can use Hashi for that. And that's pretty much it. Like we will be there at the booth, so definitely come and share any kind of questions you have. And with that, I will pass on the mic to Vanshika to cover Circles and Gnosis Pay.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining the workshop. I'm Vanshika, I'm the another developer relations at Gnosis. And I would be talking about Circles and Gnosis Pay today. I know a lot of people have heard about the word Circle in general, but it's a very different protocol that we are building with Gnosis chain itself. So in the shortest and the simplest way to explain what Circles is, it's a sort of a decentralized web of trust, and it enables like fair issuance of personal money. I know the terms might sound a bit tricky, but the idea of Circles in general is that you are supposed to connect with people on real-time basis. And there's also a soft Sybil resistance involved here because you can send your personal Circles token to the people who actually trust you. So consider this as a situation that we are in ETHGlobal Bangkok and we want to connect with all the people and accept some set of tokens, token of appreciation, but it would only happen when there is a form of trust between all of us. So this is what Circles sort of enables you to do that. Now, who can create the Circles account and issue the money? Well, it is technically everyone. You can simply create an account, and in order for you to join the network, you would just need to be invited, right? So it's sort of a decision of the people who are part of the network. Let's say if I know you, I have known you for a long time, or I've just met you in hackathon, and I know you are a real person, I can simply invite you to the network and enable you to participate in the entire trust network, also connect with other people that are part of it. So there are 3 core rules of Circles, like in the SDK, how would it be working? So first one is, of course, the issuance rate. So Circles are issued to you every single hour. So that means 1 Circles token every single hour, and that is 24 Circles in a whole day. So there is no way possible for you to create more Circles in any way, which is why we also say that if there was a bot, it cannot generate more than 24 Circles token every single day. So if you want to utilize it from also like a soft symbol resistance, please feel free to do so. The second point is, of course, 7% demurrage. So as we all know that deflation is a very important concept of money in general, we also wanted to implement that in Circles protocol. So you can basically, all the Circle balances are basically have CRC, 7% demurrage to the CRC tokens. So on the real-time basis, you would always see that there is a 7% annual demurrage of your Circle balances, all token balances. Now, there is also a selective trust system. So that means that users have control over to whom they are actually sending the CRC tokens and to whom they are basically accepting from. So if A trusts B, then this indicates that A is willing to exchange the B CRC tokens for the same ratio. So just to simplify that, this is like a transitive flow between these 2 people. For example, I want to send, let's say, some 100 CRC tokens to this person C, and there's a trust connection between A and B. So how would I send these tokens to this person C right here? So I would first of all deduct 100 CRC tokens from this person, send it over to the B person, and then because B and C are mutually trusted, I can now send them the B token to the C. So in a way, as long as you're not connected, you cannot do transitive transfers. Like you cannot do the transfers between 2 people, which is why there's another important aspect of Circles is to be the part of the network to whom you're expecting the tokens from. Now, how you can start with Circles SDK? Well, there is a text SDK for this, and there are some dependency packages, so you could install that simply and start working with it. We have a working docs as well, which shows you the implementation setup for the Circles. Now, what you can build with Circles protocol. So if you would go on ETHGlobal dashboard, you will see some bunch of ideas that we have pointed out. But I think one of the core things for Circles is how you can utilize that for forming groups and organizations. So there are 3 different avatars for Circles. There is personal human avatars, and you also have groups and organization. If you want to form a group and you want to make it some sort of like a community socialized app, you can use that as a feature and start implementing the CRC tokens as well in the whole flow. Also, there is a group tokens for the people who are part of this network, which will be exchanged as your personal collateral from your personal Circles balance. So if you had to invite XYZ people to your Circles group, they would have to spend some of their tokens and then be able to mint the group tokens. Now, moving on to Gnosis Pay, I think some of you might already know, but if not, Gnosis Pay is like the first debit card, self-custodial debit card, and it's supported by Visa Network, and it's on Gnosis chain right now. So the way Gnosis Pay cards exactly work is, of course, it uses Safe account. So your Safe Smart account is the basis of where your token balances stay. Right now, there are 2 token balances supported. One is EUROE, the second one is GBP. And on the top of your Safe account, you have these 2 modules, the delay and the roles module. If you are a payments person or you want to build like a consumer-focused application for payments people in general, I think this is a very amazing track for you to build upon. So the delay module allows you to delay the transactions by 3 minutes. The reason we do that is because Visa takes about 3 minutes to confirm the transactions, while Gnosis Chain transaction times are up to 5 seconds. So we don't want you to double spend, and that's why we implemented the delay module on top of it. The roles module keeps a check of which tokens you are basically transferring. So let's say if your Safe Smart account has USDC, USDT, or any other tokens, it will only make sure that you can spend Euro E and GBP tokens for the transactions. So there is also like GitHub link if you want to take a look at, feel free to do so. But you can also create your own custom modules. For example, if you want to build like a savings account or you want to like do some kind of yield-bearing token implementation here, you can have your own custom module here, but you have to make sure that it does not comes in the middle of the delay module, because it should be able to verify your transaction settlement and in general like the source of transactions. Now, to build with Gnosis Pay, we have few things here. We have Gnosis Pay APIs. We also have Gnosis Pay account kit that you can improvise with. In the simplest way, if you don't want to go too much into tech or it's your first time hacking, I would 100% recommend to go from an API perspective or just use Safe Smart account with these modules in general. And I think that would be like the most simplest way for you to start off with. Now, I just want to give like a small flow because I think we still have some time. So maybe this can be helpful for you. So for Circles docs, I wanted to give an overview in general because, as I mentioned, you would have to be invited to the Circles network. But we wanted to simplify it for the developers. So here is what we did. We have a version of the smart contracts, which is inspired by the main Circles Hub V2 contracts, which allows you to self-register yourself. It's not your actual Circles account, but it does work in the very same way as a normal Circles account would work. So once you have like set up your entire SDK, which you will find here, once you have set up the entire SDK in a proper format, what you would be doing is you would have to pass your inviter address. Now this inviter address would resolve to 0x00, like here. So if you just pass 0x00 as your address and then pass your name and then do a self-registration call, then you would be able to get to be part of the Circles network. So you would basically would not have to depend on our team or like getting invited to the network in general. And apart from that, you can also find group avatars and organization avatars. You can also query the Circles data as well and look at some of these interfaces, methods. There are also some past hackathon projects available on Circles that you can simply start building with. And yeah, I think this is it for the Circles. I want to like take a lot of questions from audience. So yeah, if you have any questions, please do so.
How is the value for the personal tokens determined? The price, like for the CRC, like the tokens that you can...
Can you speak a bit louder?
Sorry. How is the value of the personal tokens determined?
Well, currently it's not. There is no there is no token backing yet that we have started. But maybe in future or course of time, we would be able to define the value of each Circles token, which is the sort of one of the other use cases. So right now, like it's just that if you want to exchange tokens or you want to send tokens, consider that if there's a service for, let's say, 50 CRC tokens that you want to give away for, you just pay 50 CRC tokens. We did something like this in DAppCon long back where you could like buy gelato ice creams for 50 Circles tokens. So yeah, there is no DeFi value right now present, but soon maybe in future course of time. Yeah.
So hello. There's a question regarding the Gnosis Pay. Is Gnosis Pay and these Circles related, or in what way are they related?
Not directly, although if you want to build something that has got to do with, like using Circles for safe account and then giving them as an incentive value, then for sure, like if they want to get some reward points, then the Circles token can be converted into XYZ format and, you can use that for Gnosis Pay account. I mean, there's not DeFi flow available yet. Otherwise, you could have exchanged it for Euro E or GBP E balances right now. But yeah, they're not correlated, although they both exist on Gnosis chain. So if you have some specific idea and you want to improvise on that, we are very happy to help you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions?
Yeah, so you showed an example where you wanted to transfer 100 tokens from person A to person C. So why can't we transfer the tokens directly from person A to person C, and like there's a need of mediator like person B in the middle?
Okay, so the idea is there is a path transfer between these people. Okay, let's say you are the person C, I want to transfer it to you, but we are not in the direct touch. So the way Circle's token flow works exactly is there needs to be a trust path. If it's able to find a valid trust path, which means I'm connected with you, and for me to send you the tokens, you need to trust me. Okay, so if on the path transfer, it cannot find that you are willingly trusting me, I cannot send you the tokens. The way it would work is I can find a common path. So let's say the person who's sitting right next to you is the common person. I can send the token to him and he can send you the tokens, forwarding it to you. So there needs to be a path transfer in the middle. There's like a Pathfinder infrastructure in the backend as well that's using the trust connections and then sending these tokens in general.
And like, how can we make the trust connections? Like, suppose if the person A wants to make the connections with the person C, then how can we do that?
You can basically, so there's trust calls and trust and untrust call both on the V2 smart contract, but you can call that function from within the SDK. So if you want to invite a person or you want to trust a person, you can just simply call that function directly from the SDK, and then this person will start accepting the tokens. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. I don't have a very specific technical workshop here because most of the things are present in the docs itself. But I would definitely recommend for anyone who wants to start building with circles to join the Discord channel as well. So we just started off with the Circles Discord channel. There's also a Telegram handle for Gnosis Pay people, for all the Gnosis Pay builders. And we have a Gnosis booth. So if you're looking for Circles or Gnosis Pay support, please do find us on the Gnosis booth itself, and we'll be very happy to help you. And I hope you have a great time hacking. And yeah, like just build out things that you love. Thank you.